Missing cat, the poster said. It had a black and white picture of the cat in question, a generic-looking animal with mild fur and a bored expression. It listed the cat's name and description and gave a phone number to call. I silently wished the pet owners luck as I jogged by. But I didn't slow down to examine the poster. It was a cat. It had wandered off as cats do. For their sake, I hope it found its way home. But I certainly wasn't going to look for it. I was home toweling off in the bathroom when my wife Erin said something through the door. "What was that?" I called, opening the door as I rubbed the towel vigorously over my head. "I said, have you seen Fussy today? The neighbor's cat? Was he outside when you came back from your run?" I only sort of knew the cat that the neighbors had. Thinking about it, I could summon up a vague image of the cat that laid out on the neighbor's porch railings a lot, watching the neighborhood. Whiskers, short hair, sort of brownish color. Maybe the one I seen on the poster, I hazardly guessed. Is he still missing? I saw the posters up today. No, Fusty, Erin gave an exasperated sigh. The neighbor's cat, the Garcias, right next door. The one up on the poster's Elvis. He belongs to the Morrises down the street. He's been missing for a couple of days now. Oh, Fusty, I said. Sorry, I didn't hear you right. Anyways, no, I haven't seen him. What if we had some kind of cat snatcher in the area? Asked Erin. Then we'd better keep our cats indoors, I jokingly said. So are you saying we can get a cat then? She asked. Wait, are you the one who's been stealing the cats? Am I going to find cats in this house? No! She laughed. Uh-huh, we'll see about that. I walked out the bathroom calling for the cats. Fusty! Fusty, are you here? Elvis, meow if you can hear me. What's going on? My son Aiden's voice popped up from upstairs. Your mother's a catnapper and we have to stop her heinous crimes, I told him. Erin smacked me playfully in the arm. What's heinous mean? It means your father is silly and it's dinner time. Wash your hands and come set the table, said Erin. Aiden disappeared down the upstairs hallway. You can't distract me with food. I'll find where you put those cats, I told Erin. She ignored me entirely, which was a very reasonable response. That was Monday. Missing dog, the poster said. It had a colored picture of the dog in question, a big yellowish mutt with a goofy-looking smile on his face. I recognized him, though I couldn't have told you his name. He was often out in his backyard when I was jogging, barking through the fence and wagging his tail. I like to think that he was happy when he seen me. I did stop to read this poster. It said his name was Embo. He was the Carmichaels, and that he had gone missing from his backyard. Probably jumped the fence. Dogs can jump a lot higher than people think. They mainly stay in the yard because they understand what the fence represents, but if they see something they want badly enough on the other side, they'll go over it. I felt badly for the Carmichaels. They had a son named Scotty who was in Aiden's class at school and was doubtless torn up over his missing dog. He was probably spending the evening out looking for his dog, hoping to find him. I hope he found him alive. Cars drive faster through our neighborhood than they really should, and things could easily end badly for a dog darting out into the street. Or maybe there really was something going on, like Erin had suggested. 3 pets missing in just a few days? That did seem suspicious. Why someone would be kidnapping random suburban pets was beyond me, but people do strange things all the time. It wasn't out of the question. I was suddenly glad we never got a pet. Movement behind a nearby bush caught my eye. A flash of something dark moving suddenly. Embo? I called, moving slowly towards the bush. That you, buddy? The shape had been about the right size for Embo, but the wrong color. He was some sort of yellow lab mix, but the shape I'd seen was darker. Almost black. Still, it was late evening and the shape was in shadow, so I told myself that it might have been him. And if he'd been lost, he could be money, something like that. In any case, it seemed worth checking out. Embo? I was nearly at the bush now. Everything was still. Embo, you back there? My slow movements carried me around the edge of the bush and revealed Nothing. Just grass and leaves on the ground, the same as on the side I'd come from. Confused, I crouched down and looked under the bush, even poked my head inside to rustle around. I hadn't seen any move away, but there was just nothing there. After a few minutes of looking, I gave up and jogged home. That was on Wednesday. Amber Alert, my phone said. Scott Carmichael, age 9, was missing, last seen in his neighborhood, previous night. Shaggy blonde hair, brown eyes, jeans and a t-shirt. Be on the lookout. I picked Aiden up from school instead of letting him take the bus home. Obviously nothing was going to happen on the bus, but still. The school parking lot was jammed with parents who have all had the same idea as me. A few people tried to make small talk, but mostly we were just standing at the doors waiting for our kids to come out. The atmosphere was tense. They haven't told Aiden's class that Scotty went missing, so Aaron and I didn't talk about it either. We had pizza for dinner and cuddled on the couch as a family while we watched movies. Aiden must have known something was up, because ordinarily he'd never put up with this much physical contact from his mother and I anymore. He'd gotten too cool for cuddles in the last year or so. In the middle of the movie, I saw Aiden's attention shift to the front door. I followed his glance, but didn't see anything. You expecting someone? I asked jokingly. Aiden smiled and shook his head. No, I just... His smile faded as he thought. I just thought I saw something. It was just a shadow, though. I thought about the bush the previous night and I turned to look back at the door again. It was only a door, though. I let the movie recapture my attention. Eventually, I carried Aiden up to his bed. I had to extract him from Erin's arms, though she'd locked and fallen asleep. If she had woken up and let go, I don't think I would have been able to pry her loose. That was on Thursday. Erin woke up with the news. Get up, Aiden's missing. Her voice was tightly controlled, tingled with hysteria. Adrenaline shot through my veins and I instantly totally awoken. We went to Aiden's room together. He wasn't there. His window was latched and the doors to the house were still locked. His shoes were still by the front door. His sheets were tucked up like he was been sleeping in them, like he'd never gotten up at all. It was as if he just vanished directly from his bed. We searched the house together. We checked all the main rooms, then we went down to the basement, did a systematic search. We checked behind every shelf, shook every box. We called out his name, hoping to hear a cry for help, even a giggle that would suggest that this had all just been a stupid prank. Apart from us, the house was silent. We looked in every cupboard, every closet. When we'd reached the second floor, I looked at and pulled down stairs for the attic. He can't have gotten in there, I said. We have to check, insisted Erin. Her eyes were wide and breathing was raged. I knew we'd find nothing. We both knew we'd find nothing, but I pulled down the stairs and climbed into the attic anyways. It was empty, nothing but dust and insulation and mouse droppings, the light of the bare bulb casting strange shadows around the unfinished space. Aiden? I asked, just in case, but I heard nothing but the hum of the air conditioner. He's not up here, I called down to Erin. There was no response. I turned to look down the ladder. She wasn't there. Shadows danced for a moment in the edge of my vision, and I turned quickly to see what cast them. Pain exploded as it hit my head on an exposed beam, staggering myself. I fell to one knee, eyes watering, and then, when I saw it, just for a split second, I saw all this in an instant. It was dark. Its skin, shell, casing was a mild brown, almost black. It had sharp, serrated legs, 6 of them. It stuck upright on its hindmost pair, with legs bent backwards like a dog. It was taller than Aiden, close to 5 feet tall. It gave an impression of hunger, of anger, and of teeth. It looked at me in a flash, and I felt scrutinized. It saw me. Then it was gone. A millisecond later, seen only through sharp pain and watery eyes, I could believe I had imagined it, except that Erin was gone. No stain, no blood, no sign, just absence. Aiden too, and Scotty, and Embo, and Elvis, and Fusty. All taken. All gone. I scampered through the attic to where I'd stood. Nothing marked its presence. No dust had been disrupted by its presence. But Aaron and Aiden had been sliced from this world, all traces of them as gone as the creature I glimpsed. I stumbled down the stairs and made my way outside, somehow believing that perhaps that they'd only been taken from the house, that they were not outside of this world, but simply outside. What I found there only made things worse, though. The neighborhood was alive. People ran from their house and were gone in mid-step. Men and women called out for their spouses, for their children, their frantic cries unanswered. As people realized what was happening, they retreated to the safety of their houses, shutting the door and drawing the windows behind them in an effort to hide. I did not bother. My house had already failed as a sanctuary. I tried to gather people together to somehow fight back, but 2 people disappeared from our group in an instant and others scattered. I called the police, who sent a car over. I heard its sirens approaching, then a crash. The sirens still sounding. I suspected that if I went to look, I would find an empty car still running. I don't know why I haven't been taken. I don't know what they want. I don't even know how many of them are. I haven't seen any since the attic, only idea of movement glimpsed at the edge of vision and absence, which speak to their presence. I've given up. I can't think of anything else to do. Nothing but sit here and wait. I can almost see their flickers behind me. I won't look. I don't know the game, but I won't play it anymore. I love you, Aiden. I love you, Aaron. I hope it doesn't hurt.